Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zone, and welcome to Moral Compass 101. It is my hope and prayer, as it has always been, that you have had a good week, and mine has been okay. And this being the third week of June, happy Father's Day to all fathers who beat the odds and diligently and continuously adhere to this responsibility, demanding responsibility with great acumen. Happy Father's Day. Having said that, I'll invite you to subscribe to Moral Compass 101 as we continue so that we can continue running. Like and share the video so that we can spread this knowledge, and also comment down there so that we can interact on this platform. Having said that, in our last topic, we dealt with self-agency as an aspect of a human being who is becoming. Today, in the true spirit of fatherhood, our title of the day is The Father Factor. The Father Factor. So, the first question that we must ask ourselves is, who is a father? Who is a father? And my definition of a father is a heavenly title that every terrestrial father shares with God, hence an exceptional leadership threshold that must meet a defined order of fatherhood responsibilities. You know, this is a very, very, very expensive title because all fathers share this title with God Himself, the Father in heaven, and also the terrestrial fathers here on earth. Hence, a defined demand to meet the responsibility that comes with such an expensive title. So, in my definition, you had a defined order of fatherhood responsibility. So, what is fatherhood? Fatherhood is simply defined as a state and responsibility of being a father. Nonetheless, despite its simple definition, fatherhood demands all three dimensions of responsibilities, namely prospective responsibility, retrospective responsibility, and moral agency. Let's start with the first one, which is prospective responsibility. This denotes the duties and obligations that you are expected as a father to handle after becoming that father. The responsibilities and the obligations that you must handle when you become a father. I will outline them later. And another topic, the 4 P's of a father. So stay tuned, because in the near future I'll teach about the 4 P's, as in letter P, of a father. So let's go to the second responsibility, which is retrospective responsibility. This is the accountability you face in every decision and action, or lack of it altogether, where you are answerable for the outcome of your choices and your actions. That whatever you do, remember, fatherhood is a stage of parenting. So your retrospective responsibility as a father must come hand in hand with being accountable in the face of every decision and every action you take, because your children are watching on you. And times without number have said that children learn more not by hearing, but by seeing what the adults, what the caregivers, what the parents, what the guardians are doing. So you must have a high level of accountability for every decision and for every action or lack of it, because mistakes are either omission or commission. So there are some things that you're supposed to do, and there are some things that you're not supposed to do as a father. And the third responsibility is moral agency. This is the ability, the capability, and the capacity to make intentional choices and the understanding of the ethical impact these decisions or these choices, these actions have on other people, and in our case, on your children. That moral agency is the ability, the capability, and the capacity to make intentional choices and the understanding, underline the word understanding, of these decisions, these actions, ethical impact on your children. So every decision that you make, every action that you take must be in line with the understanding of how you are influencing your children. As a synonym, my take of the word father is fortitude, armor, teaching, heroic, emulations, responsibly. I will repeat that as an acronym. My take of the word father is a fortitude, armor, teaching, heroic, emulations, responsibly. I'll outline that, every letter in that word father. F, the first letter, which starts for fortitude, is a depiction of mental and emotional strength that enables a person, or you as a father, to endure pain, danger, and adversities with great courage. A fortitude, is a runaway. It is a safety place to run. So, as a father, you should have the emotional strength and the mental capacity to endure this great, great demanding responsibility of fatherhood. Let's go to the second letter, which is A, which starts for armor. Armor is a defensive covering for your children as a caring father from any external harm. It's a measure of offering both safety and security to your children. You are the shield, you are the armor to make sure that your children are secure, to make sure that your children are safe as a caring and a responsible father. Let's go to the third letter, which is T. T stands for teaching. Teaching is a godly clarion call that's recorded on the book of wisdom. The book of wisdom is Proverbs, chapter number 22 and verse 6, which reads, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." That's a clarion call, a godly clarion call that train your child. I like the NIV version that says, "Bring up your child, direct your child in the way he should go, and he will not depart it, even at his old age." Nowadays, I like reminding parents that The kids are departing from these ways, but if you have put a good foundation, that good foundation will always act as a point of reference. You know, that foundation is always hidden in their subconscious mind, and it shall always act as a point of reference when they go astray. Remember the prodigal son? The Bible says that when he came back to his senses. So if you put a good foundation, godly foundation as a responsible father, your children will always have a point of reference and they will come back to their senses, just like the prodigal son. So, I'll quote the NIV. Start off your children on the way they should go, meaning lay a good foundation in their tender age. This gives them what I have just explained, but in my own words, I call it a parental pivotal point of reference, PPPR, which stands for which will help them to come back to their senses if they ever go astray. As a caring father, you have a godly and a moral authority to teach great values and moral ethics to your children, lest the wicked world inculcates obscenity on them. And so many fathers are not taking this seriously, and the internet is so serious, the social media is so serious about parenting your children if you don't do so. H stands for heroic. This refers to the actions, qualities, and all efforts that display extreme courage, nobility, and self-sacrifice. That as a father, as a caring father, you should have extreme courage, nobility, and self-sacrifice. You are a hero. So you're supposed to teach heroic things to your children. It depicts someone who acts with immense bravery in the face of adversity as a character trait for exceptional being, often putting others before yourself as a sign of selflessness. Heroic also demands intense effort by making heroic also demands intense effort by being determined and making attempts at, at every task, even when the odds are against you. You know, it's not a point. It's not, fatherhood is not for the wicked. It's not for the weak-hearted, sorry. It's not for the weak-hearted. It demands you to make attempts, sometimes go beyond your strength, your efforts, even when the odds are against you. You know, in profession, in leadership, in everything, fatherhood is demanding. So, if you are an aspiring father, a prospective father, you are getting into a very, very, very demanding territory where you must be totally willing even to sacrifice yourself for the sake of your children. Let's go to E, which stands for emulations. In this context, this refers to the active effort to copy, align with, and internalize parental examples. This is a core psychological mechanism where children acquire values and behaviors by observing and mirroring their parents. So, as a father, would you want your children to emulate you? your behaviors. So teach your children immutable behaviors, which they can carry on to the future generation, to posterity. But if you would not want your children to copy you, because just like I said, children learn more from what you do, what they see you do, rather than what you tell them to do. Do you teach them the right ways? Do you preach water and drink wine? They are watching. Their eyes are their ears. So if you not like your children to emulate you, you have to change your ways so that they can emulate your behavior, your character. They can mirror by observing what you do. Emulation is an essential component of observational learning, where a child observes an adult achieving a certain goal or demonstrating a certain behavior and attempts to achieve that same result or even surpass it altogether in their own life. Are you worth to be emulated as a father by your children? The last letter in the word father is R, which stands for responsibly. Responsibly is a depiction of sensible, careful, and trustworthy actions, which entails the act of meeting your obligations as a father, making sound judgments, and being fully accountable for all decisions and all actions, or lack of them altogether, as a true depiction of radical accountability. Are you responsibly teaching your children, parenting your children as a father? Are you making good judgment? Are you being accountable? Are you a present father? Are you a present dad or a deadbeat dad? You are supposed to embrace fatherhood with great responsibility. Be a responsible father and be an accountable father. So in closing, my question is, are you a fortitude armor who is teaching heroic emulations to your children responsibly? Are you a fortitude armor who is teaching heroic emulations to your children responsibly? It's yours to answer. Happy Father's Day. Until next time, stay safe, blessings, and shalom.